Greetings, fellow cooks and friends. This is Marcelino Bernie from Dr. Flavor. Today we're going to make something really tasty, something that is one of my mother's favorite dishes, and that is a Cuban mother's Spanish omelet. You're going to enjoy this right here on Dr. Flavor. Okay, friends, one of the things my wife told me is that some of my viewers have a shorter attention span than mine, and that's a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get through this recipe very quickly. Sweet peas, about 8 potatoes. Preferably, I like Yucon Gold. They're very tasty. You need to slice them fairly thin, okay, small pieces, and also thin sliced onions. So 2 large onions and about 8 medium to large potatoes. And a can of peas. We're going to have about 10 eggs right here, 10 eggs. We're going to have my basics, black pepper and sazon completo. So I started my induction cooktop, and starting off with a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm going to put everybody in at the same time, basically because the recipe calls for that. So we're going to put that in. Now, one of the things I like about sazon completo is that it's got everything. It's got garlic, it's got a lot of seasonings, and that's why I'm so consistent with it. So I'm just going to ahead and put about a teaspoon in there. Yummy, yummy. About half a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour in the rest of the olive oil. I'm going to let it cook a little bit, and I may actually need a little bit more. So I'm going to cover this up right now and let it go on medium high. Okay, so here we go. It's consolidating a little bit. We're just turning it at this point. As you see, there's a lot of oil in here. And that's what the recipe calls for, just a lot of oil, and we're going to be removing almost all of it. So don't worry, you don't have to see the cardiologist right now, not yet anyway. Alright, so let's cover this up. Alright. So it's been cooking for a little while. Let's check it out. It's looking nice. Now we have it on medium heat. One of the things I want to encourage you to do is cut the, first of all, cut the potatoes uniformly so that they cook almost evenly. Doesn't make much difference whether you use Yukon or white potatoes. And of course, you want to use a non-stick pan. I love my hex clad. Very, very easy, very simple. Henkel just made a pan similar to the hex clad and selling at Costco. Very well priced. As a matter of fact, my son Adam just bought a set of 3. So we're going to just leave this uncovered and cooking a little bit. And we're not in a hurry. So just stirring this up. Looks like it's cooking very well. Checked a couple of areas and they crunch very nicely. They just snap, not crunch, snap very nicely. So at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking, I'm going to turn off the, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the program here, and I'm going to start decanting everything into the other bowl. And make sure that it drains well. Okay, so I took out potatoes. I strained the potatoes. There's a lot of oil in here, and using the strainer, I filtered out pretty much most of the oil, so it's not going to be all that greasy. So I like a nice little bit of spice in here, so I'm going to add a little bit more sazon completo and a little bit more black pepper. Yum. About 2/3 of a can of sweet peas. And the eggs. Alright. Remember, 10 eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this on high. Alright? And I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the bottom. And this is a wonderful non-stick pan. I certainly enjoy it. But remember, check out that deal on Henkel at Costco. Quite a savings. So I'm stirring everything up. The eggs with the peas, with the potatoes and the onions, and all the spices I got in there. I added a little bit of oil. I'm putting it on high for a few minutes, and then I'm going to lower the heat. And remember, the potatoes are already cooked. So Gonna leave it uncovered here for 2 minutes. And then I'm going to lower the heat to medium. Okay, so as you can see, it's cooking around the outside. You can actually see that the egg mix is cooking. It's still a little bit uncooked in the middle, so we're just going to leave it on a medium, perhaps a medium low, depending on what kind of gadget you have to cook it in, and then we're going to do the next step. It looks all pretty now. It's been cooking at a medium temperature. However, the top over here in the center was way too liquidy. When I shook it, when I was shaking it, I couldn't do this because it was just too watery. So I did something that is not necessarily recommended, but I did it because I wanted to cook it and I didn't want to have an accident. What I did is I actually put it in the oven on broil for about 3 minutes, and it start taking care of the top. So now we're ready to, it's already separated on the sides. Looks decent. I hope it doesn't stick in the bottom. And now what we're going to do is we're going to, and of course now I'm not at risk of burning myself with the oil spilling all over the place in the liquids. Okay. Now we're going to put this lid on top of that. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. So we're going to put a little bit of oil on the bottom. The final touch. Let's drop this in. We're not going to actually drop it, and it's pretty darn hot. So what we're going to do is just going to slide it in. Gently, gently. There we go. All right. So we're going to turn it off now. I'm going to slide it. As a whole, it looks gorgeous. So now we're going to cut it up and we're going to see what it tastes like. Okay folks, let's taste this. Beautiful, huh? Oh, it's just right. Just like my mother made it. Once again, this is Marcelino Alberni. You're Dr. Flavor. I want you to obviously encourage you to subscribe, share this with people that you know, and come back for the next video because we're always cooking.